Welcome back to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Jason Goldie. The Diamondbacks cleaned out their lockers today as they closed the book on the 2024 season. The D-backs were eliminated from the postseason yesterday and will replay each loss in their minds for days to come. So what went wrong for the D-backs? At the end of August, the Snakes were 7 games up in the wildcard standings and only 3 games behind the Dodgers for the division title, but they went 14-17 the rest of the way. In contrast, the Mets went 21-10, and the Braves also played winning ball down the stretch. The month of September made all the difference. Of course, it came down to that doubleheader between the Mets and the Braves yesterday. Just like the players, fans sat glued to the TV watching that twin bill. Guy Fieri's restaurant at Chase Field held a watch party. Fans quickly became Mets fans after New York took Game 1. The Snakes needed the Mets to sweep the Braves, but in the later innings it became clear that the Braves were going, and that knocked the D-backs out of the playoffs. While fans felt bad that the season was over, they also remained optimistic about the future. To hockey now, where Arizona State hockey is back on the ice. The team has some changes in store for the upcoming season. Kayla Marianaw has more on what's new for the Sun Devils. Arizona State starts off the season with a non-conference game at the Air Force Academy this weekend. Head coach Kenny Dillingham will look to lead the football team into its first Big 12 conference test. The Kansas Jayhawks will visit Tempe for the first time this season following a loss to TCU. This morning, the Gonzaga Bulldogs announced that they will be leaving the West Coast Conference to join the new Pac-12. Since the exodus of Pac-12 teams like ASU, Oregon, and others leaving the league, the Pacific-based conference has seen a surge of new teams. First, there was Boise State and Colorado State, then the Fresno State Bulldogs and San Diego State Aztecs, followed up by Utah State, and lastly, Gonzaga joined the party. They are all expected to officially make the jump in July 2026. From what looked like a dead conference, now has life once again. The GCU men's basketball team will tip off their new season in about a month from now, and after last year's success saw the Antelopes reach the round of 32, they will look to go even farther this upcoming season. GCU will be returning some notable pieces from last year's squad, most notably the Antelopes' leading scorer in Tyon Grant Foster. Grant Foster had previously declared for the NBA draft, but decided to withdraw and return to the program for another season. With a team comprised of veteran talent and incoming freshmen, the Lopes understand the level of expectation going into the season will be about reaching new heights. That's it for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to Brady and Ryan.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm your host, Jason Goldie. The World Series is in full swing, and one Tucson native is doing everything he can to win. Yankees outfielder Alex Verdugo is making his presence known so far in the World Series. Verdugo hit his first home run of the postseason in the 9th inning of Game 3. The 2 points secured off Verdugo's bat accounted for the only offense for the Yankees last night. Despite all the hype, the Yankees are now down 3-0 to the Dodgers and are looking for a spark in Game 4, which takes place tonight at 5:08 p.m. The Phoenix Suns have started the season red hot and are second in the Wild Wild West with a record of 3-1. Last night they went up against the Los Angeles Lakers, and let me tell you, this one got crazy. Suns superstars Kevin and Devin combined for 63 total points. It came down to the very end, but the Suns were able to steal this one 109-105 and give the Lake Show their first loss of the season. Phoenix will head over to Inglewood, California this Thursday for their second match against the Clippers this year. The 2024 Charles Schwab Cup Championship tees off next week at Phoenix Country Club as the final event in the PGA Tour Champions season. The tournament marks the culmination of the season, bringing together the top 36 players from the tour to compete for the prestigious Schwab Cup title. Rocco Mediate, a fan favorite who lives here in the Valley, is coming off a recent win at the Constellation Furyk and Friends tournament. The tournament begins Thursday, November 7th and runs through Sunday the 10th. The winner will take home the Schwab Cup and have a chance to be crowned this year's overall tour champion. The Cardinals beat the Dolphins 28-27 on Sunday. Chad Ryland converted a game-winning field goal as time expired. At yesterday's media availability, Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon had praise for Kyler Murray. Heading into Week 10 for college football, The Sun Devils are 5-2 and 9th in the Big 12 Conference. Head coach Kenny Dillingham expressed how important it is to stay healthy for the remaining weeks. The Sun Devils look ready to return from their bye week this Saturday against winless Oklahoma State. The Red Bull Chariot Race challenges teams of 4 to build their own chariot and compete in a race. The chariots dash down Mill Avenue to win a $2,000 prize, along with 60 cases of Red Bull. Cronkite News reporter Ann Perry attended the event and talked with some of the colorful teams. That's it for tonight's Cronkite Sports Report. Now back to Ann and Nash at the desk.